Hello, this is Reiki Master Angelia with part 14 of Works of Heart's Reiki 2 and Natural Complementary Healing Training Program. Last time we left off on heart exercises, being in your heart space. So we're going to take up on an example of that. Visualize a large heart in front of your chest. Open a door in the heart and have your mind move from your head into your heart and close the door behind it. Then call your soul, spirit, and ego to you and have a group hug. And it might sound silly, but it does help. Sending love to all for 5 minutes. This is to be repeated in the AM and PM. And especially if you didn't grow up feeling love. That is something that can really help you. If there is energy coming out of every cell of your body like a fog, this is a cell level release. And sometimes when you give yourself that love, it feels like a release. It's your body and your soul is grateful for that. Clearing the heart. Example. An exercise to help clear the heart and to keep the energies open is to breathe out and push the energy out of the heart chakra. So you would imagine, the energy in the heart chakra, whether it's good or bad at the moment, breathe it out. At the end of the exhale, stop pushing the energy out of the heart chakra, and as you breathe in, feel energy coming into the heart chakra. So breathe in good energy if you're trying to get rid of, bad. I don't know anybody who'd want to breathe in bad energy, but there are some strange people in the world. So you would breathe in good energy into your heart chakra. Take the energy through the chakra and loop the energy up to the heart of God and back. And some people are like, God don't have a heart. You can imagine that God has a heart and visualize God's own heart, and it comes from Him to you. It's just unconditional love. Forming a continuous loop. A variation of that is as the energy comes down from the heart of God, split it and have it go into all of the chakras. So, from your bindu, your crown, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your burner down there, the seat, just to all of your chakras. Let's turn my page here. Okay, now when you're doing things like that, you might get a little spacey. So we're going to talk about the grounding symbol. Here's what the grounding symbol looks like. And it looks like a lightning bolt. So, it's the grounding symbol. You want to ground yourself back down because we don't want to walk around all spacey. The grounding symbol, called the Raku, or some people call it the Reiku. It just depends. I was taught Raku. It doesn't say Reiku on here. This lightning bolt-like symbol is also drawn from the crown to the base of the feet. So you would start, you can start at the crown and go to the base of your feet. To ground the recipient of the attunement and separate the auras of the teacher and student. So once you were to do an attunement, you can do that, to ground yourself and ground your student and separate your energies. It is also used to ground a client at the end of the session. So when you're done with your client, you can, do that to ground yourselves and separate yourselves. I know a teacher who teaches this symbol in Reiki 1 for that reason alone. Raku symbolizes completion and is used to end attunements and sessions. Previously, I stated that it is used to separate the auras of the student and teacher during the attunement process. Some people only use it for that purpose, but it can also be used in the context of a healing session to separate people in an unhealthy relationship, or separate someone from their unhealthy attachments and bad habits. It doesn't necessarily end the relationship or completely end attachments or habits. It puts distance between the person and the object of their unhealthy connection. The symbol of Reiki is like the bolt of enlightenment that Dr. Yusui received on the mountaintop at the end of his quest. Although I learned it as a separate symbol and use it as such, some feel it is a variation of the Serpent of Fire and is attributed to Tibetan origins. The feel of the symbol and its uses are different from the Tibetan serpent. I think the power of Raku is being discovered. Japanese Reiki techniques. I learned the Japanese Reiki techniques in 1999 when I invited our Java Petter and his wife Chetna Kobayashi to come to the U.S. to teach them. And this is written by someone else, not by me. They returned in 2000 to teach again, and I had the opportunity to take the class and review it many times. I have practiced and taught these exercises and find that they add value to one's Reiki practice. In addition to increasing the strength of one's Reiki, they also bring Dr. Yusui's energy more directly into one's presence. Dr. Yusui had a Reiki manual he gave to all his students, and all of us masters do. In the manual were exercises and techniques which he included in his Reiki training. In addition, every president of the Yusui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai had a handout book that they gave to their Reiki students. The information in this section originally came from these handbooks. These exercises were taught by Dr. Yusui, and he considered them to be a necessary part of Yusui Reiki. Dr. Yusui practiced Reiki in a less structured way than we do in the West. He relied more on his intuition and inner sensitivity when giving treatments. And like I said, the more you do it, the more you'll get that feeling. The more you'll be able to feel where the hot spots are and when there's release. He did not use the standard set of hand positions as taught by Mrs. Takata. However, he did develop hand positions for specific illnesses and conditions based on his experience. These are similar to those in the Hayashi Healing Guide located after this section. Takata's standard treatment has value in that it increases vitality and gives Reiki to the whole person, thus creating balance. The hand positions for specific illnesses and conditions in the Hayashi Healing Guide are also useful when a client comes with a specific condition. The intuitive methods described in Dr. Yusui's Reijiho and Byoisen scanning are useful because they allow a practitioner to go immediately to those areas most in need. The methods can also increase the client's awareness about where they are out of balance. One way to combine these various methods is to start with Byoisen scanning, followed by a complete standard treatment, and finish with the hand placements in the Hayashi Healing Guide if the person has a specific condition listed there. You can also substitute the 3 pillars of Reiki listed below for Byoisen scanning. Others may find another combination more useful. Remember, it's what works for you. As you practice all the methods in this manual and become familiar with them, you will be better able to develop your own style based on the techniques that work best for you. The following are the Japanese Reiki techniques of Dr. Yusui. Gasho meditation. Gasho means 2 hands coming together. Dr. Yusui called this technique the first pillar of Reiki, and he practiced it twice a day. It is also mentioned on Dr. Yusui's memorial stone where it states, "Mornings and evenings, sit in the Gasho position and repeat these words. the Reiki ideals out loud and in your heart. This is a special meditation to attune one to the spirit of Reiki. It is done as a regular meditation every day and is also part of, gotta turn my page here, other techniques listed below. It clears the mind, opens the heart and other chakras, and strengthens one's Reiki energy. A wonderful stillness will develop inside along the awareness of increased inner space. Number 1. This meditation can be done standing, but most prefer sitting. It is done for 15 to 30 minutes per session. Close your eyes. Fold your hands in the prayer position with your fingers pointing up and your thumbs touching the heart chakra at the middle of your chest. So like this, with your thumbs touching the heart chakra. Focus all your attention on the point where your middle fingers meet. This is your second finger from your thumb. If thoughts arise, acknowledge them and gently brush them aside and refocus on the point where your middle fingers are touching. So all you're thinking about is right here. As you continue to practice, you will find that you can hold your attention on the middle fingers for a longer and longer period of time without thoughts arising. That's how we grow in meditation. It is important to accept that thoughts will arise. When this happens, do not think you have made a mistake, as this is completely normal. However, as soon as you realize that you are focusing on a thought, brush it aside and refocus back to the point where your middle fingers touch. When you have reached the end of the meditation, take a couple of deep breaths. Bring your attention to your eyes, meaning open them back up, and open them slowly. Reiki Ho. Reiki means indication of the spirit and is the second pillar of Reiki. This is a process that prepares one to give a Reiki treatment. It involves the use of Gasho, a short prayer for the benefit of the client, and the focus of one's intuitive guidance. Oh, it's one of them days. Number 1, do the Gasho meditation, but only for a minute or so. And, what I usually do is say, Lord, please let me be an instrument of your healing. Let me be able to heal this client as they need it through your power. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray, please, thank you, God, amen. Now, that's me. Again, whatever your higher power is, you're going to want to address that. Number 2, say a prayer giving thanks to the spirit of Reiki and asking it to begin flowing now. Number 3, say a prayer on behalf of the client, asking that he or she be completely healed. Number 4, ask the spirit of Reiki to guide your hands to where they are needed. Like I said, the more you do it, the more you get a feel for it. And again, I call upon, the Lord and ask him to give me the Holy Spirit to feel, the hot spots where this person needs work done. Number 5, follow your inner guidance and allow your hands to be directed by the spirit of Reiki. Notice any internal impressions you may get and use these to improve the treatment. Cheerio. This word means treatment and is the third pillar of Reiki. The kind of treatment Dr. Yusui taught relies on one's inner guidance rather than on a predetermined set of hand positions. In this way, each treatment is unique and focuses on what the client needs to create wholeness. After doing Reiki Ho, continue to follow your inner guidance, allowing yourself to be directed. Treat as many places on the body or in the aura as you feel compelled. Turn my page here. 2, during this process, allow yourself to enter a very relaxed state and to become one with the Reiki energy. Gasho Rajai-ho and Chiryo constitute the three pillars of Reiki. They prepare the practitioner to give Reiki, increase the flow of Reiki energy, activate intuitive guidance, and then the treatment is given while one is in the healing state. Now, me personally, when the spirit is going through me and I'm doing Reiki, I feel the tingling, I feel the burn, of this going on, and I'm really thirsty afterwards. A lot of other people have that too. But some people's like, no, I feel great. I don't feel thirsty or hungry or anything. So it just depends on your body, I guess, and how the spirit works through you. Everybody's different. Kinyoku. This word means dry bathing and is a technique for clearing one's energy before or after a treatment. It can also be used anytime one feels the need to release negative energy. And some reasons you might want to do that. Some people, in the spiritual sense, might not be aligned with the same power you are. There might be some negative energies that you don't necessarily want to attach to you and you carry around. So that is the reason why you will want to do that after a Reiki session. Number 1, do a short Gassho meditation. Number 2, place your right hand on your left shoulder, so like that. Number 3, stroke down your chest, across your stomach, and end at the right hip, so you're crossing yourself. Number 4, do the same on the other side. Number 5, repeat step 2, which is to put the other hand. Extend your left arm, place your right hand on your left shoulder, stroke your arm all the way to the hand and the fingertips, so you want to wipe off your hands. Then fling your right hand in the air as though you're throwing away any negative energy. Like I said, that little, get it out of here, off me. Number 9, do the same with the right arm. Number 10, repeat the stroke down the left arm again. Number 11, you can also add a short Gassho at the end. So again, you're going to want to wipe off out any negative energy that you might have picked up from this client that you were working with. Koki-ho. This is a method that uses the breath and the power symbol of any of the other symbols to heal. Number 1, using Byoisen scanning or Reiki-ho, find an area on the client that needs healing. Number 2, then breathe in using a belly breath and draw the breath all the way down to the area called the tandem, which is in the belly. Number 3, hold your breath a moment and draw the power symbol or any other symbol you would like to use on the roof of your mouth. And you know the one I use. Yeah. So, Number 4, then vigorously breathe into the area in need of Reiki, contracting the belly as you do so. That's something they also teach in yoga, breathing into parts, and people are like, I can't breathe into my head. Well, figuratively, imaginatively, you can. And you're sending that energy, that oxygen, that energy to that area when you breathe into an area. We all know your lungs can't go to your heart or your hip or whatever, but you're taking that energy and you breathe it into that area. Number 5, do this several times if you feel it necessary. Kyoshi-ho. This is a method that uses the eyes to send Reiki to the client. Number 1, using Byoisen scanning or Reiki-ho, or simply by knowing where the client needs healing, decide where you are going to send Reiki. Number 2, then focus onto the area in need with your eyes. And this is something you can do distance Reiki, A lot of people, when I do distance Reiki, I send the hands, but I'm also looking with my eyes. And some people, they just will do it with their eyes. Number 3, allow your eyes to relax and become defocused, which they tell you in yoga, soft gaze. Excuse me. Number 4, as you do this, meditate on Reiki energy. Number 5, if any thoughts arise, gently brush them aside, similar to the process used in Gasho. Number 6, do this for several minutes or longer if you are guided to do so. Yoisen. This word means sick line and is a method that uses the sensitivity in the hands to locate areas that need healing. So again, with the diagnostics, using the hands, you can find an area that needs healing and send the Reiki there, Jikikiri Jakaho. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Jaki means negative energy, and Kiri means to cut. It is a method to release and or transform negative energy from objects. It can be done with crystals or other objects that you feel need cleansing. And personally, I like to go to thrift stores and antique shops. And, I personally believe that sometimes negative energy can attach to objects. There are TV shows about it and everything else. But anytime I bring something into my home, I pray, Lord, if there's any negative spirit or energies, rid this item of it, fill it with your Holy Spirit, and, let it be safe and healthy to be in my home. And that is a good practice for anyone because, you don't know who had it before you or what they did with it before you. This is a very simple and effective method of clearing negative energy from an object. Number 1, do a short Gasho meditation, asking the spirit of Reiki to be with you. Number 2, hold the object in your left or non-dominant hand. In the case of large objects, stand in front of it. And you can send, Reiki with that or with your eyes. Number 3, take in a deep belly breath. Number 4, then cut through the air about 2 inches above it 3 times with a vigorous chopping motion as you continue to hold in your breath, like 1, 2, 3. Number 5, in the case of something as large as a house, physically move your hand in the chopping motion, but imagine you are chopping above it. So, like you can see it and you're doing this in your mind, Number 6, this process can be done at a distance using the distance symbol after the Gasho meditation and imagining you are holding the object or are in its presence. So like if you have a property away from here, you can imagine, you're driving the negative energies away from that, even from where you are. Alternate method, in step 4, cut through the air about 2 inches above with a vigorous chopping motion, but contract your belly and breathe out. Repeat this 3 times. And again, like I said, being a Christian person, I always use the symbol of the cross. I have bells, I have holy oil and our holy water, so, I might not do it exactly the way someone working with the universal energy does. Okay. Yoisen scanning. And we're going to talk about positions here. First of all, you want to do your Gasho or your prayer. And then you're going to raise that up, ask to be an instrument of healing. Then, that's where you're going to start using your hands to go across the body and feel for any hot spots. That's called a diagnostic. Just like the doctor does diagnostic tests, a Reiki practitioner will do a diagnostic to feel where your hot spots are and then work on those spots. You're going to want to start from the head and work your way down the body. Now, if you're doing a self-diagnostic, same thing. Do your Gasho, your prayers, and then you're going to start on yourself. and, work your way down your own body. Scanning, Byosin. This is a technique that we can use preceding the Reiki treatment. It is primarily used as a journey or discovery of the body of the client. Byosin literally means diseased or sick line. You go down the line and find where it's at. When using this technique, a great dependence on your intuition is evident, and here is where we learn to trust our intuition. Like I said, the more you do this, the more you'll be able to feel it. Excuse me. Suspend your hands a few inches above the body in the body's energy field. Slowly and gently move your hands in the energy field, allowing yourself to pick up any impressions you get. You might feel heat or coolness, tingling sensations, or just a knowing, a feel of something going on. Now, I feel heat. And when I feel that hot spot, I know there's some stuck energy there and we need to work there. And then when I work on it to the point where it's kind of had all, it's like, we're done, this is it, I'll feel a release, a cooling come from this area. And then I know, to send that energy away, and, we're done with that area. You might feel drawn to a particular area of the body. Let your intuition guide you and learn to trust it. Since this energy work, there might be disease in the body or something going on, even if the person does not recognize it. Like some people, I've worked on people and say, well, there's nothing wrong with that part of my body. And you're like, well, your body's telling me a different story. So I'm going to work on that, if you don't mind. Because, like I said, I asked for the Holy Spirit to come upon me and let me be an instrument of healing, just like the disciples did. So that's how I work. And if I feel you got a hot spot and I need to work on it, I'm going to work on it. Do not be discouraged by a lack of response. And I'm going to have to pause for a minute. Someone's being rude. Sorry about that. Nobody wanting nothing. Know that energy shared lovingly will go where it's needed. So even if you're new at this and you don't really know what you're doing, energy shared lovingly will go where it's needed. Trust yourself and your higher power. Beaming. At the center, we have developed a powerful method of channeling Reiki energy called beaming. Using the distant healing symbol, it is possible to beam Reiki to your client from across the room. And this would be if they had something really contagious, like nowadays, the COVID-19, where you'd want to send them Reiki from a distance. This can dramatically increase the amount of Reiki flowing through you to the client. Beaming also creates a unique healing process of treating the whole aura at once. After treating the aura, the Reiki energy will enter the physical body and treat areas that will need it. It is also possible to beam Reiki directly to a specific area. Just imagine your hands are like radar dishes focusing Reiki on the area that you want to treat. You can also direct it with your eyes. And that was our bell, so that's all for today. Hope you found this educational and informational. That's all for now. Until next time.